Welcome back to the merriest place on the internet. Here is how to fluff your Christmas tree. Start by wearing gloves to save your skin and make sure you floof as you assemble your tree. Now you're going to fluff those branches one row at a time by pulling two out and one up. Then readjust as necessary. Try to avoid this starfish look by pulling one or two branches directly out from the center of the tree. Fluff the top section before you put it on the tree. And make sure you're stepping back away from the tree very often to keep an eye out for bald spots. And that's how I floof a Christmas tree. Follow along for more tips, tricks, and Christmas tree magic. How to put lights on your Christmas tree. The first thing you need to know is that I put my Christmas lights on a hanger. When I take them off the tree, I wrap them around a coat hanger. It keeps them from getting tangled. And then I plug in the lights I want to use to make sure that everybody is in working order before I put them on the tree and then plug them in and I'm sad. The first way is the quickest way to just get lights on the tree. We're not going to go round and round. We're going to go vertical like this, up and down, the whole tree. This is like the lazy girl way to put lights on a tree. This is also a really good option if you only have one strand. If you're on a budget and you couldn't afford 4 strands of light for your tree, you've got a full-size tree and you only have one strand of lights, please take them vertically instead of wrapping them round and round. Evenly distribute them a little better than if you are zigzagging or wrapping round and round and round. And then go through and make sure you tuck in cords that are really sticking out. Not my recommended method, but if you only have one strand of lights or you're in a hurry, this will get the job done. My second method, divide the tree into triangles. 1 triangle, 2 triangles, 3 triangles, however many triangles depending on how fat your tree is. You're gonna make a triangle with your lights and then you're gonna zigzag lights to fill in the triangle. And then you're gonna do it again, over there. Yeah? And so on and so forth. And there's my triangle, and then I will start just looping back and forth. So now I'm zigzagging back and forth, filling in that sort of triangle perimeter that I mapped out for myself. And then when I get to the top, I've filled in and zigzagged it all the way up. I just take the strand of lights and I make the second triangle. You can make the triangle sections wider or narrower depending upon how many lights you have, how well lit you want it. If you want more lights, make them a little narrower. If you don't have as many lights, make it a little bit of a wider section. Okay, we're lit. Couple different ways you can put ribbon on your Christmas tree. Take that beginning of your ribbon and just shove it in the top of your tree. Shove it in there. You can take it and secure it with the tree branch, wrap it around the ribbon if you want, so that it's extra secure. Totally a personal preference. Then you're going to take the ribbon, make a loop, and shove it into the next row of branches. It's really that easy. Just loop and shove. And just like before, you can leave it that way, or you can wrap the tree branch around it to secure it. And then you're just going to do it again. You're just going to make loop after loop, loop and tuck right there. That one's not secured. See, either way, doesn't matter. Snip the tail as long as you want it, and you're done. You got yourself a column of ribbon. Once you have one column, you just do it as many times as you want. Add as many columns as you feel necessary for your tree. Okay, now we're gonna make it fancy. Cut a section of ribbon. This one you do have to cut first, and then wrap it around 2 fingers like this. All the way around, squish it so that wire gets a nice shape. Take your ribbon off your fingers, but keep it wound. Attach it to the top, definitely secure it. And then you're going to take the middle of that wound about ribbon and pull down so that it pulls down into this cute little curlicue instead of unwinding it. So you end up with this curling ribbon. Let's make a bow. You're going to need your ribbon and you're going to need some floral wire. We're not going to cut our ribbon to start, and the first thing you need to do is find the outside and the inside of your ribbon. You want the outside on the outside. Make a loop. Very simple. Make a loop, biggish loop, doesn't really matter. And then you're going to do half a twist to kind of pinch it off. See that? Half a twist around. That puts the outside of the ribbon back on the outside. So just hold that with your thumb and your finger, and then we're going to make another loop. See, there's the inside on the inside and the outside on the outside from the twist. We're going to make another loop with the outside on the outside. Hold it with the other pinch we have, and you're going to twist that loop halfway around. There you go. You got 2 little bunny ears.
And then you're just gonna keep doing that for as many loops as you want. You can do them all the same size. I think it's a little better if you start to decrease them in size, so you start with your biggest ones and get continually smaller. But you're just gonna make a loop, do half a pinch, and then hold it between your thumb and your finger with the rest of them. And when we're done, we're gonna take it and floof it and make it all pretty, so don't worry about how your loops are looking as you're doing this. Just keep looping and twisting. Go as many times as you want, as many loops. I'm doing 6 for this one. I don't recommend less than 3. And then you're gonna take a piece of floral wire and you're going to wrap it around that big bunch that you've been holding onto so tightly with your thumb and your finger. Wrap it around, and in the back, you're going to twist it as close to the ribbon as you can get it, right up against that wad you've been holding at the bottom. Twist it really good and really tight, tighter than any bag of bread you'd ever dream of twist tying. Then just push it down, and now you got a weird looking flower thing. This is where we floof it and fluff it and make it all cute and pretty. Decide how much extra ribbon you want left over and snip it. Aww, now we have a pretty bow.
Pre-cut strips of about the same length. I'm gonna take a loop and we're gonna put it in the tree. Secure it, don't secure it. That's gonna depend on you and your needs. It's getting dark, man, it gets dark early these days, doesn't it? Now I'm gonna put another one somewhere else. We are not going for the same direction. We're not going for the same anything. We're just going for ribbon where we want ribbon, you know? That's it, that's the whole thing. Now this is gonna look funkadoodle when you're first starting, okay? You're gonna put these on and it's gonna be like, what? But then when you have decorated your tree and you've got all these ribbons just sticking out in places, it looks like you sat there and painstakingly went through it all the way I just did a minute ago. This is a really good, fast way. And what's really cool, you can save your ribbon and use it next year. How I like to put ornaments on a Christmas tree. Always start with the biggest ornaments first. We're going to set these in a diagonal. Then we're gonna go diagonally. So whoop, shove you right there. We're gonna continue our diagonal line. There, cool. We're going on a diagonal. Boop, boop, boop. Now we're gonna diagonal ourselves again, but we're gonna, instead of starting kind of exactly below this one, we're gonna go in between these two. So I'm gonna put this one right around here. Okay, so it kind of makes a triangle. So we're going to take our diagonal method and just go again with it. Diagonals, diagonals. Yes, it's a loose diagonal. Like, don't try to make it really precise and things. It's just a general frame of mind to have. I like to work one color at a time just because I feel like that helps me achieve more balance. Always make sure you're taking a step back from the tree very, very often, so you can see the tree as a whole, not super up close to it, just to see where you need things, what needs to be spaced out. Take an inventory of what you have before you put it on. So count, like I'm gonna count these little things and see how many I have before I start putting them on, so I know how close together to space them, how far apart to space them. So like I knew I had a lot of these gold ones, so I knew that I could do more closer together, whereas these I only had the 4 medium-sized red ones, so they needed to be spread out a little bit. Ornament clusters are super handy to have. If you don't have big ornaments like this or not enough of them, make some clusters and you can use those, just so we get something real big and cute. That is how I put ornaments on a tree. I'm gonna make some ornament clusters, and I usually link to my how to put ornaments on a tree video where I show you how I make ornament clusters, but I'm just going to show you as I make one. So basically you need different sizes, different finishes and textures is also would be more optimal, but these are all the same. So you start with stringing your biggest one on a pipe cleaner, then you go the next size down. Doesn't particularly matter if you alternate which side you put them on, whatever. Little one. And then you do your smallest one. Now normally I would be doing like glitters and mattes and reflectives of, you know, 2 or 3 different colors, but there you go. Ornament cluster. You can do more clusters if you want. I find 3 to be perfectly manageable. Sometimes if you start getting more, they end up folded back and you can see all of them. So there there's upgrades you can make to your tree. Make your topper a really big statement piece. Add in picks to give it more dimension, and play with additional lighting so that your tree just is something that is really brought to life and fantastic.